So guys, following the release of the Star Wars Outlaws trailer the other day, pre-orders went live for the game with a release date of August 30th or August 27th depending on the edition you get. So in this video I wanted to go over each of the editions of Star Wars Outlaws, because there are 3 in total, to help you guys understand what you get out of each one, because I know plenty of people out there will want to be pre-ordering this game, so having the most information on it before you purchase is definitely the wisest option. But before I get into that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'm going to be doing tons of Outlaws content leading up to and post-launch, so make sure you stick around to the channel. So guys, here are the 3 editions. You kind of have 4 options though. So you've got the Standard Edition, the Gold Edition, and the Ultimate Edition, and they are priced as the following. So the Standard Edition is £60, the Gold Edition is £95, and the Ultimate Edition is £115. Now I'll talk about whether or not that's worth the price later on, but with the Standard Edition you simply get the base game, and you also get the Kessel Runner bonus pack as a pre-order bonus, which looks like this. So it is the cosmetics pack for essentially Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon, for Kay's speeder bike and Kay's ship, the Trailblazer. And you can see here that there's the Han Solo outfit for the Kessel Runner stuff, but it looks like the pre-order bonuses are just these 2, and then the other ones for Kay and Nix come later on, so I'll talk about that shortly. So that's what you get for the Standard Edition, and that's £60. Now that is very much standard pricing, has been for games these days for a very long time now. In fact, a lot of games these days are now going up to £70 rather than 60, so I'm really happy with this price point. And then you get 2 additional cosmetics on top of that as well. So personally, I'd say for the Standard Edition already, like, that's a good price for it, so it's probably a safe bet, especially if the game's good. Then you have the Gold Edition, which comes with the base game, the Kessel Runner bonus pack, which is obviously what I just went over, 3 days early access to the game, so this is where the August 27th release date comes out, and then the Season Pass. So I'll go over all of that now as well. So the Season Pass looks a little bit like this in terms of the graphics. So Season Pass includes 2 story DLC packs, which means that post-launch we will be getting additional story content to the game, which I really wasn't expecting and I'm so happy with. And then on top of that, we also get an exclusive Day 1 Jabba's Gambit mission. So we get to play through a mission for Jabba the Hutt, which is in regard to ND5 owing Jabba a favour, and Jabba's essentially here to collect on that favour. So that should be really interesting. It looks like it might be fighting against the Pikes potentially, unless that's just a graphic, but regardless, that should be very interesting. And then we also get the Kay and Nix Kessel Runner cosmetics as well. So the Kessel Runner bonus pack comes with the ship and the speeder. The Season Pass will then come with Nix and Kay. As you can see, Kay's outfit is very much inspired by Han Solo, and then Nix is inspired by Chewbacca with the little bandolier satchel thing on, which is really cute. So that is the Season Pass. There might be other cosmetics. In terms of what to expect with the story DLCs, I do have a video coming out next week or so, so that should provide a little bit more context, but ultimately it should add several more hours of game time to the game, and you get it 3 days early as well, which means that if you don't want spoilers, or August 30th isn't a good day for release but the 27th is, you can get the game early. So given that this is a Season Pass, 3 days early access, and you know, with this you get an exclusive quest line which might add an extra half hour to an hour on top of the base game, plus hopefully several more hours, maybe a new planet or just more territories to explore and stuff like that. The Season Pass, I'd say, is worth it for £95. Again, like, that's a pretty standard price, to be honest. So yeah, for me personally, I think that's worth getting for sure, but naturally the choice is up to you. And then finally we have the Ultimate Edition, which is the £115, so it's a pretty significant increase of £20 there. So what you get with this is the base game, Kessel Runner bonus pack, 3 days early access, Season Pass, so everything you get in the Gold Edition basically. And then for the extra £20 you get the Rogue Infiltrator bundle, Sabacc Shark bundle, and the digital art book. So these are as follows. So these are the Ultimate Pack cosmetics. So here you've got the Sabacc Shark bundle, which is very clearly inspired by Lando. So you've got Lando's outfit here from episode 5, which is really cool. For Nix, you then have like Lobot's robotic cybernetic thing on, which is quite cool as well. So the Nix cosmetics are definitely quite subtle, which I quite like. And then you've got a pretty unique design for the speeder bike, and you can see here that Lando's helmet from episode 6, like the skiff one, is actually there as well, which is really cool. So big fan of the speeder cosmetic there. And then the ship just turns into basically orange, and this is very clearly inspired by the Bespin Cloudcast. So that's what you get for the Sabacc Shark bundle. For the Rogue Infiltrator bundle, I feel like this one's a bit of a harder one to figure out in terms of what it's meant to be. You've got the Trailblazer looking like the Cavern Angels, so Saw Gerrera's like Rebel Cell. As for the Speeder, don't really know what, I mean, maybe that's inspired by the same thing. And then for Nyx, you've got goggles, and then you've got this outfit for K as well. Given it's called Rogue Infiltrator, it could be referencing Rogue One with the Cavern Angels. Maybe this is kind of meant to be a bit of a Jin or Cassian inspired outfit. I haven't actually looked at their outfits in a long time, so maybe that's that. And then you get the digital art book, which is a visual journey into Star Wars Outlaws. So unfortunately, it's not a physical piece of media. So it could be a bit like Jedi Fallen Order, where the art book, and I think Survivor has it as well, where they have an art book in the game, so you just load up, and then in the main menu you can choose to view the art book, and you can just read it in game. Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor do have physical art books that have released as well, so Outlaws hopefully will get that as well. So if you're not worried about any of these things, but you'd quite like the art book in a physical form, they might release that probably next year or maybe late this year. We'll have to wait and see. But these three things here, these two cosmetic packs and the art book, is essentially the £20 on top of the gold edition. Now, I'd say the Ultimate Edition, it really depends whether it's worth it or not. The question you really should ask yourself is, do I care about cosmetics? Because if you don't, it's maybe not worth it. If you're super interested in seeing concept art and like a bit of behind the scenes of the game, then maybe it is worth it, because you can probably get a good couple hours just diving through all of the art book stuff, and it could be a lot of fun. For me personally, I love seeing all the concept art, so I'm probably going to be getting the Ultimate Edition in that regard. So they are the 3 editions for the game. Alternatively, you can get the Ultimate Edition if you have Ubisoft Plus, which is essentially Ubi's subscription service. It basically comes with 100 plus PC games and any new releases, basically, with the highest edition. So if you're a member of this already, you will get the Ultimate Edition at day one, basically. So if you have Ubisoft Plus, it's £15 a month, then you can get the Ultimate Edition. If you don't have it, but maybe you think it's worth doing, because it's ultimately one of those things, you could subscribe to Ubisoft Plus for a month, finish Outlaws and be content with it, unsubscribe, you've already played through the game, you've got the Ultimate Edition, and then when the DLC comes out, maybe you then subscribe again. So ultimately, you could then play the game for £45 to £60 across a 4-month period. That's spread out across a year, maybe, just because of when the DLC drops. We don't know, but that is another option, I suppose. I assume it would work that way, but yeah. Hopefully you did find this video useful. Like I said, these are the additions in the game and what they come with. Personally, I think the prices are pretty solid, honestly. I've seen quite a few people complaining about it online, but these prices are actually better than plenty others out there. So yeah, I'm definitely very excited for Outlaws. Keep an eye out on the channel for more content on the game. That is it from me though. Thank you very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.